Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be my Mirage Total Eclipse Plus build. Now, yesterday, the solar eclipse happened. In case you were wondering what was going on, what was the rage, all the hype about, all of that good stuff. Pretty much the eclipse happened in my area. There was like connection issues. Practically I lost connection and all the lights in my place just went completely dark. I could have turned on the a flashlight or whatever, but I decided not because I wanted to have the full solar eclipse experience. Once all that was over in the span of 2.5 minutes in my area, I decided, to hop back onto Warframe because, again, I had no connection. And I looked and I see Gift of the Lotus was up, and not only that, it was offering this said mod here. If I could actually go to my build and show you guys. It was offering Total Eclipse. Now, it can't be coincidence, but I believe DE knows about the solar eclipse happening yesterday as well, so the alert dropped and they decided, you know what, let's put this mod out there so that people get it, have quick access. This mod has been out in the game for so long, so it can't just be like, oh, DE's so nice, let's just put this out there. It's just because of the solar eclipse that happened yesterday. But the point about the mod is that while it's active, allies within 5 meters gain 100% benefit. You have to be within at least 5 meters to gain 100% benefit from Eclipse. Now, if you don't know what Eclipse does for Mirage, it's technically, in my opinion, her second best ability, because this is where she gets all of her benefits being done. If she's standing in the light like this, she gets a damage buff, as you can see, with the 320%. If she's in darkness, however, she'll have 95% damage reduction, which is nice. And on top of that, the enemies will have a hard time detecting her, and even if they see like a glimpse of her, it will be so much more harder to hit her. Now, pretty much with Eclipse that I like about is that it's recastable. The only bad side about this though is that with allies being within 5 meters, let me put a waypoint here, so you have to be like that close to Mirage in order to get the benefit. I wish this mod was like another one, and it's the same thing, but it's better, and that's chroma. Because in chroma's case, it operates the same way. The main difference is that when an ally comes near you and they leave, they can pretty much retain the same value. Now, as you can see right here, Elemental Ward, Everlasting, which is for his Elemental Ward. Allies that leave the radius will retain the effect of 50%. Practically, when you max it out, it's 100% for the duration of the ability. I wish Total Eclipse was like that, because Mirage with Total Eclipse will be so much more useful, considering that damage buff that you get. And on top of that, if you go into darkness, you get damage reduction. So that is really nice. But just from the aspect of that, it's like, you're not really getting the full gist of what that mod can really do and what it's capable of doing for you. Because 320%. You're talking about a damage buff, and pretty much, let me see if I could do this practically off of the top of my head. That's like a damage multiplier of at least 3.5, close to 4. So you're technically getting a good damage boost. And on top of that, like I said, if you're in darkness, you will get that damage reduction. So just by me standing in the light right here, you could just do some crazy amount of damage to the enemy just by standing in the light. And that's pretty much the thing with Mirage when you run the whole Eclipse. Not even just with Hall of Mirrors, but just with the Eclipse by itself. If you want to deal a crap ton of damage, be in the light. If you want that damage reduction, be in the darkness. But since in the Simulacrum is full of light, Mirage is going to get the full benefit of it based off of the power strength. Now, as far as with the build entirely, let me go into it fully. Blind Rage is here because of the whole strength, so that I can get that buff. Prompt continuity is in there for the duration, of course, with constitution, prompt flow. Intensify is in there. Overextended for the range, and I have cunning drift and energy siphon, vitality for her base survivability. I could take this off, but I'm sacrificing on damage. I can also, I think if I have room for it, no, I don't think I have room for it. I could put that in there and put this here, so I have 185, but the duration will be severely cut. But here's the thing, when it comes to Eclipse, you can't recast it, which is nice. So even though the duration is at 30, I could always recast it, And since with her abilities don't cost that much anyway, so I could just keep recasting it, keep it up, and as long as it's up, I'll keep having that benefit. As you can see, I'm doing crap ton of damage as it is right there, and then I could just keep it like that, recast it again. So Total Eclipse is a good mod. I just wish it was like Chroma's Everlasting Ward, where you come within 5 meters of Mirage and you leave, you just keep the benefit as long as my duration is up. So since it's at 10 right now, I could just recast it and you will still have the benefit. I just wish it was like that for her, because you're talking about damage buff of just 370% or however you want to push that is so useful. It's just that you have to be so close to her at times to get the benefit. You can only sport this really if you're doing like a excavation or a defense or mobile defense where you're protecting the objective. Exterminate, not useful. Survival, not useful. Unless you want to camp. That's the only way you'll get the benefit off of Mirage's Total Eclipse. But other than that, that's just pretty much as far as with the mod. And people are going crazy in the trade chat trying to get it. And it's like, it's been in the game for so long. I managed to sell mine for like roughly 70 plat. And I was trying to sell it for 10. So that's just pretty much Mirage Total Eclipse and the build that I'll show you guys right there. The mod is good. I just wish it was Chroma's Everlasting Ward. That's probably all I gotta say as far